Greetings, welcome to State of the Union for e-commerce, where we take digital marketers, serial entrepreneurs, and successful business experts. So the mistakes they have experienced in their ventures can be avoided by you, and we both can learn from their experiences. Today we have a very special guest, Mohad Ghani, CEO, Think Digital Marketing Agency from Lahore. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Bilal.
Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Okay, so this goes way back into the past. I was actually doing my FSC. My father wanted me to become a doctor. My family is full of doctors, and they thought I could be just another doctor in the family. Personally, initially, in fact, I had no issues with this. But I was in my second year when my father had a heart attack.
Oh,
I remember going to college, and my mother was like, "Something's happening to my father, and you need to rush to the hospital." I took my father, rushed to the hospital. And the doctors eventually said that if he would have been like 5 minutes late, something might have happened to him. So that was one of the worst times that I could go through. So after some time, in fact, on the very first night, we were at the hospital. My father called me and he's told me that he's going to get 6 stunts right now. And the doctors have also claimed that his life is on the brink. We are not really sure if we can save him or not. And for the very first time, I guess I was 16, 17, he told me how to live life. He actually informed me that something is going to happen to me today. This is how you need to run family from tomorrow onwards. That was the time that hit me that whoever I have been till date, whatever I was wearing, whatever I was driving, whatever I was eating, everything was not because who I am. It was actually the reflection and the shadow of my father on me. And once I realized that if tomorrow I have to get down on streets to earn money, what am I going to do? I have nothing. So how I saw life is we were actually dependent on my father, and there wasn't anything that we could do. If something might would have happened, Nausbillah to him, we would have been on the roads and streets. So that was one time I prayed to God, like hell, save my dad right now. There's nothing I know how to run life, how to do anything. He was a doctor. He used to practice personally in everything. So that was then I promised that said that one day, in my older days maybe, I would love to have multiple businesses to start off with and something I can give off to my family in return. So they can always be independent. They can always say, we have a business to run. I can be the CEO of an MNC, let's just say, but I can never make my son the CEO of MNC. But let's just say if I am the CEO of my own company, obviously I can take care of my family likewise. So I promised myself that I'm going to take the hard road and I'm going to build that future for my family that previously no one might have ever done about this, but I'm going to be the one. And I stick with these words. That's something that I would love to do. So this is how my journey started. I got admission into a medical college. My father was so happy, Alhamdulillah, I survived. He was telling everyone that my son is going to medical college. And by any chance, if you have seen the movie Three Idiots, like the part of the Farhan, that scene got repeated. I approached my father. He was very happy. He asked me, "ये क्या बात है?" And I said, "Baba, आपसे वादा किया था मेडिकल कॉलेज में एडमिशन होगा." He said, "Yes." फिर मैंने कहा कभी ये नहीं वादा किया था कि मैं जाऊंगा. So this is how my life changed. This was a starting point to all of this. So we had a man-to-man conversation. I told him that my goals have changed. I would love to pursue looking forward. Then I got my admission into LSE. I went there. I did my BBA, and then I've done my MBA. And LSE has changed me a lot. I personally believe that I am in debt to my university that they have brought the best out of me. My teachers, they've sent me to competitions Pakistan wide. I've won multiple and multiple competitions and lumps. I had a streak. Alhamdulillah, I had a like really, really, really good time. So this is how I started back of knowing how to do business. I was having a good time, a really good time till the time I was in university. But the time I graduated, I thought that the world is for me. You conquer. But the moment I stepped out, I saw there's big sharks outside and they won't let you survive. So I started off a business with my friend and I thought it's going to go really well, but we failed drastically. We did not know the ins and outs, the things that we should be doing, the things we should not be doing, the experiences. You go to someone expert and they tell you, बेटा इस लाइन में मत आना, बिजनेस तबाह है, कोई करने का फायदा नहीं है, तो निकल जाओ, हम भी मुश्किल से सर्वाइव कर रहे हैं. And Majorly what happens is people tell you कि यार ये नहीं करना. So the whole world is after you to demotivate you. You will only find 1 out of 10 person who is only going to motivate you that go out there, conquer it, fight against, and go to the top. No one is going to say yaar mushkil hai. So I changed my perspective in life. For any business that you do, I believe the very first important thing is to change your mindset. So every person that he was saying to me and telling me, yaar ye business nahi karna, yaar isme ye flaws hai, I placed a mental image. For example, I have 10 doors right in front of me to this very business. Out of these 10 doors, one door is a door to success. So there are random people trying to open any random door. ठीक है. We see examples कि यार उस बंदे ने फॉरेन एक बिजनेस स्टार्ट किया है लेकिन वो तो एकदम से सक्सेसफुल हो गया. वो तो कोई 30 मार खान का बच्चा नहीं था, उसमें तो ऐसी कोई बात नहीं थी, उसको तो ये भी नहीं करना था, तो वो कैसे करिए. Maybe we can say the luck was on his side, or his parents' praise were on his side. So let's just assume the door number 7 is the road to success and all other doors are roads to failures. So if someone might have opened the door number 7, he's successful, but that person is one in the million. All the others try to go through the other doors at first. See? So how I changed my perception, I started asking people to save my time. I started asking what was the worst thing that you faced in this business that you're not looking forward to it. He tells me, for example, an XYZ scenario, this is the worst thing that happens in the business. Do not go into it. And that was door number 2. So he went into the door number 2 and he did not have enough courage to get out of it with experience and try opening another door. So he stayed there. Rather than what I did, I learned from his experience and I know I do not have to open door number 2. The experience might be long, but if I'm smart enough, I can learn from his experience and try not to do that. So some people try combinations 2, 5, 6. Right before they were about to open 7, they give up. So you don't have to give up. That's the key. So if you have enough experience, you can always succeed.
Absolutely.
So that was my main motivation, that you never have to stop. So once I got to know that when I started my first agency, we feel drastically, as I told you, we went in to pitch a restaurant business. I believe most of the entrepreneurs out there, those who actually start digital marketing agency, they tend to reach out to restaurants, most of them. I actually do not believe it's a good strategy. Restaurants can pay you good, but the retainer time for restaurants is not that much. So if you're looking forward to work in digital marketing agency, first of all, you need to have your own growth plan. So if you're looking forward to, let's say, 9 million, 10 million, 1 million, 2 million, whatever your goal is, you have to define what kind of profits that you can get out of a certain business. So let's just assume you plan on getting 2 million. Do you think there are enough restaurants that can give you this enough money for the next 5 years on a retainer basis? Probably my experience says no, because restaurant business do not rely on social media. They just want it from brand recognition and brand awareness. So the point of this is you have to streamline your goals from the very first day, in which direction are you willing to go for. What is that one part of this business? What is the niche in this business that can give you profit at the end of the day? That can be on a retainer basis, that can be sustainable, that can give you growth. So yeah, so that is how my mind started to change, and I thought there must be something else to it that I'm missing out on. So I got so after that, I basically did my first job. I worked with an Australian based company. I got good hands-on experience from with digital marketing, retail hands-on experience, how the retail market really works. After I resigned from there, I did my MBA. After MBA, I worked with an event management company for 8 months. I let go of a job in MNC and I joined another company of an event management company where I worked for 8 months. That too was unpaid. I never went for money in the very first place. My main goal was experience from day one. So this is how I differentiated myself. Most of my colleagues, most of my friends were after money. They still are, and that's a good thing. This is something that you have to align your goals. If you're a job person or you're an entrepreneur person, I was an entrepreneur. My mindset was full of entrepreneurship. So for me, the most important thing for me was getting experience. So I got to know that how you really handle corporate clients, how you work with big people, big MNCs, corporates, how to build
Mhm.
collections, how to take forward, what are the formalities, legalities, each and everything. So that was a very good experience. And actually, because of that, Alhamdulillah, after think I have my another company by the name Wedding Wiz. It's an e-commerce company where we sell e-commerce products from wedding stationery to everything, and we also do wedding activations. We currently have a lot of following on Instagram. That's a very successful business going on thanks to this experience. But Things I'm relating has actually to do with faith too. That maybe sometimes Allah has been planning things out for you. I'm going to correlate it later how my experiences helped me to become who I am today. After that, my most fruitful and my best experience was when I got an offer from an American agency. So I joined their team. So that team was a giant team. You know, the mentors, the team, the experiences, the clients. Like when I first walked in over there, I was like, wow, like I never knew the extent of business market, the social media marketing can really go up to, and I was like impressed, man. Like this is something I need to learn. So the more I look into it, I get to know that I'm lacking really behind. So this got me interested, and I started to invest a lot of my time in learning, making mistakes, doing sometimes 16 hours shift to sometimes, and it was a very good experience. So I worked for the like for good 3.5 years. But as an entrepreneur, you need to understand when it is the best time to kick in and when it is the best time to get off. That is when I realized that maybe my stage in this company started to get stagnant. I'm repeating my daily activities on daily basis just to earn. I'm not growing anymore. So that is where I promised myself that it's time to take the leap of faith. I left jobs. I left everything. Everyone started convincing me that I'm taking a very stupid decision. My decision is not good. I'm just about to get married, and where are you going to get the money from? You do not have any business. You don't have any backup. Blah blah blah. I left. And with all honesty, just before I resigned, I actually did not have even enough money at all. I invested on myself. I enjoyed. I've been roaming around the world and everything. So the point is, when I left job, I was at point zero once again. So it goes out for every person who thinks that in order to start business, you need a lot of money, you need investors, you need this, you need that, you need a plan. No, it takes your mind to run a business, not money. So everything I have today, the person I am today has nothing to do with money. I started from point zero to where I am today. And yes, this is where I accumulated all of my experiences that I have been through, the do's and don'ts that I have been tracking about, what to do, what not to do, how to formulate an opening strategy, how to approach clients, what is going to be the best way, each and everything. That is how I basically started. This is how I got my first push. For the first 4 months when I start business, I got a backlash from everyone. You know, your friends ask for money, hang out, your family asks for money, you have responsibilities. You get afraid, you take this burden on yourselves that what if I fail, what if it's the right decision, maybe I can go back to job and live a good life, work from 9 to 6, and I get my money and go back, at least I'm living. But that, I believe, if you might have seen Suit season, um, this mindset is over here. But if you want to be a big man somewhere in the near future, that when we say, yeah, I wish I could be Jeff Bezos, you have to work like this. And in order to work like this, you do not have to expect money coming out of you. You have to just build that brand. You have to pour in your heart out without expecting anything in return. Because if you start giving the best, the people are going to come after you and they're going to give you the money. Do not run after money. I used to believe these are just mere words, but when it comes to practicality, I believe this is the truth. So yeah, I then started my own business. Again, coming from six figures. For the next 6 7 months, I was not earning a single penny for first 3 months. Then I was earning 20 to 30,000 rupees profit for the next few months only. So anyone looking at me, then man, you have spent 9 months into this thing, almost 6 to 9 months, and you're just earning this much money. Are you crazy? Yes, I was crazy enough. I never stepped out of it. I never gave down on my idea. I've been making connections. I've been talking. I've been talking. So the best thing about this is most of the leads, the high ticket leads, do not mature instantly. It's not a product that you're selling, man. This is for 250 buyers. You give me the money done. You have to nurture the relationship. You have to build that relationship. So the relationships that I started to build back then paid me off really big later. They got to know who I was when I've been treating them, telling them, asking them, sharing my experiences, giving them even sometimes free reviews. Reviews in terms of performance, that how you can increase your business, things that you should be doing, not be doing, free consultation just to put it out. So it all paid off really well, really, really well. And after almost 2 years, I could say that the fruits that I've been talking about started to come out. That is when I basically grown up business, and that is how basically I built myself. And then again, you need to have the growth strategy. You do not want to stay on a very horizontal position. So then this when I planned, then I hired a team from USA, then we had set up our own office, our own team. So Alhamdulillah, I think it's also now registered and working in USA. We have a connected office in Connecticut, USA, team working full on. So if you ever want to get services in America for American clients, we are always there too. But again, this is where I set apart. How I know is because of my experiences. If I ask any random person if you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, most of them are not going to know. It's a very big domain, even in digital marketing. There are paid campaigns, there's SEO, there's social media marketing. If you want to be normal, work like the rest. If you want to be at the top, explore like no one has ever explored before. So yeah,
Absolutely.
this was my starting story, how I got into this business.
Wonderful. Your focus was there actually. MashaAllah. So, who was your inspiration in all this journey?
Yeah, I have multiple aspirations in this. I have so many people that I've met that I can look up to. One of the very few people are actually my instructors from a university. This was this Freedy. He's a very well-known person. He has guided me like no one else. He has taught me like no one else. I remember one moment when I had to present my university in front of the whole bill. I'm talking about the experience, how small things and acts and gestures can make a difference. The reason I'm telling you, for whoever the person is going to listen to this is something I really wanted to tell. Believe in your juniors. You don't know what things that they can do. Put some efforts into them. So if some, for example, the thing that I hate about the mentality in this culture is people, when someone comes to you that you can teach them work, you don't teach them. You feel like if I'm going to teach him my secrets, if I'm going to teach him my work, if I'm going to teach him everything, he's gonna take away my business. That's the worst thinking one can have, because this is where the faith comes in. His rizq is written, your rizq is written. You're going to get your part of the money, he's going to get his part of the money. High chances are, in fact, 100% chances are, if he's that willing to learn, and if you're not going to teach him, he's going to learn from somewhere else. He's not going to stop if he has that energy and current and motivation to outperform. But when he grows, somewhere in the near future, you might be looking up to him that, damn, that guy's gone so big. But if you would have been his teacher, he is going to respect you like anything. He's always going to put you on that top platform that he was the one who picked me up. He was the one who supported when no one else was supporting me.
True.
So never do that. In the same way, my teacher supported me. So I did an internship back in 2014, 15. So there was this competition going on, and you have to submit projects. There were almost like 450 projects, and top tens were selected. And out of those top tens, they had to present it to the board of committee to fill. My project was one of them. So we were a team of four people. Right before the last moment, my whole team backed out, and I was the last one presenting. So I made the whole presentation and everything. I went to my teacher, and he's told me, I have a random class in section I, let's say. So you're going to come to that class and play the presentation over there. I want to see the slides at first. So if you're not making any mistake, so I'm going over there. Come over there. I was like, okay. I went to this class and I started presentation. And he just laughed to the whole class and said, "You all students are going to rip him off, ask him questions. If whoever is going to ask him question is going to get 20 extra points. And whoever is not going to get ask a question, I have this sheet. I'm going to mark him -5. And that class was actually full of nerds. And I got started, man. I'm not even prepared for this presentation. So what can I do? So he actually taught me, how to work in this crisis management, how to handle. And he was one of the best teachers who taught me from ground level zero how to do presentations, how to confront, how to talk, how to sales, what are the do's and don'ts, apply each and everything. He was very much like a fatherly figure. So yeah, the good side was I got ripped off in my class really badly, but I learned from it a lot. So after several practices before the big day, there were students from LAMS, IBA, Karachi, LUMS, NAST, everywhere, even University of Waterloo from Toronto, Canada.
Mhm.
But Alhamdulillah, when the results came out, I had the first position and I was the internee of the year back at that time. So it really, really paid me off. Other thing that I took a lot of inspiration from, this might not be suitable for everyone, is actually TV shows. I learn a lot from their people. I learn from the lessons. I see, like, how they're perceiving, how they're talking, how they're tackling different challenges in their own domain. I love to see at personalities, how they handle. And, I do not usually watch sad shows, depressing shows. I love to watch some energetic and positive shows that, give back the motivation.
Yeah,
So, yeah. So these are the two most top sources that I loved. And I don't know if someone is, but I've been a very much anime fan since
mm.
I've been growing up. So anime has played a very big role in my life. So yeah, this was whole. So yeah, so these are the big inspirations that I can say that have played a major role in my life, along with my father. Without saying it, he stays at the top.
Mashallah. Very well. And basically, it taught you how to speak with the audience, how to engage the audience. Yeah, mashallah.
Yeah.
And you have the learning mindset. That's also another learning thing for you, audience. Having a learning mindset is a must thing for being an entrepreneur. Very nice, mashallah. What are the three biggest mistakes that you consider you have experienced in your think digital marketing venture, and what was lesson learned, and how did you recover from those mistakes?
Hmm. The biggest mistakes, as the saying goes, um, it's not going to be an outsider who is going to stop you. Rather, it is going to be your friend, and that's actually true.
Oh,
Yeah. So whenever you start a business and whenever you do anything, just make sure your personal lives and your work life are two different things. Do not combine them, please. Okay. So once you start about this, obviously you are very much enthusiastic, you are very motivated, and you want to start a business. You talk to this friend that, man, I'm going to start this and I might be needing your help. He says, okay, let's do it. And you start off in a good matter. But when the critical decisions come in, the work matter flow comes in, you feel like you both are too not connected. But since you are the responsible, you are the face of that organization, you are the one who got the client, you are the one answerable. And if your friend is not going to comply with you are no one. So you make sure that the team that you hire, that people that you're working with are actually really professional. So that's rule number one mistake. Do not hire a friend, hire a professional. Be really sure from day one whoever you're going to work with is going to be the someone who's going to pay off. And I believe one of my success is the hiring the perfect team. So you can do everything on by own. You need a team, and if you have a good team, that is only when you can grow. If, for example, there's so many good agencies out there. The reasons of their success more than brand is their team. If you hire their team, you can be that same brand. So just remember, it's not the brand, it's the minds that you're going to hire, that they're going to work for your agency, for your team. So make sure if you hire someone, that person has to be really good. Even if you make a bad decision, you are going to be answerable for. Here's the famous saying goes for it: hire the personality, train the skill. Skills can be trained, but if you have a personality that you have hired, that someone who is already very much motivated, someone who looks forward to doing something in life, that is the person you need. Someone who vibes with you. Number one mistake. Number two mistake, especially if you are working in Pakistan, so many people, so many clients are going to get the advantage of you. Make sure you stand up for yourself and make sure you have a strong legality issues being cleared for every process. Make sure the contracts that you are signing up being on a stamp paper. Make sure everything that you're doing are cleared from the very first phase of doing a business. Because what happens is, if you work for a certain business, people here loves to take the business on credit system. They say that we are going to pay you after 2 months, after 5 months, they're going to pay you in phases, and then they tell you that, why don't you let the last 25% go? They're going to exploit you, and they're
true.
only going to exploit you if you are going to allow them to exploit you. Know your worth, never get exploited. Make sure the business terms are very clear. Make sure everything is pretty much clear. If you're still not sure, always have a lawyer at your back end. So I had a company working with. This was actually one of my very first few clients when I started off my agency.
Hmm.
I had this client. He promised me money. I had an initial retainer of, let's just say, 50,000 rupees. I promised him that I'm going to do work. So I worked for him for a good 5 months. I paid every penny from my pocket. I paid for my team. I paid for photography. I paid for everything. And whenever I go to him and I ask him, where's my money? He says that I'm going to pay you in 1 month. Can you just wait? And I'd be like, okay, I can wait. Then he gives me one check, And he says, this is a future check, you can redeem it after 25 days. I was like, man, this is not even 20% of the total payment. Then he says that, don't worry, I'll give you your money back. That's it. Okay. So what happens is after 25 days, I go to the bank and I see the bank says that it's a bounce check. I submitted again bounce check. I submitted again bounce check. So I got three bounces back of it, and I keep that as a property that I need to keep this one safe. So it's been 9 months I've been after the client. It's time to pay me back. And then he says कि यार मैं हज करने आया हूँ, मैं हज के बाद आपको पैसा देता हूँ. I got furiated and asked him कि यार आप कैसे हज कर रहे हो किसी का पैसा मार के. And somehow this infuriated my client. Um, but the point here is he didn't never gave me my money back. So that is when I had that bounce check came into place. I gave it to the police and then, all the legality issue, and then they recovered my money. So people are going to take your money, your hard work money away. They're not going to
Absolutely.
pay you. I'm not talking about the majority, but some of them. But you need to be prepared for the worst times. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. So make sure you have these things in line already. Third and the foremost, I feel is the most important is transparency. Make sure you are very much transparent with your clients. Make sure whoever you are working with, you are answerable to. Doesn't matter if you're not able to, or does not matter if you have been exceeding their expectations. What else? Do not lie to anyone. Never ever. Even clients, everyone is going to respect you if you're going to be totally super transparent with them. Because if you're not going to stay transparent, something is going to kick you back. I had this experience when one of my team members tried to lie to a client because he was late himself, and he, try to cheat the client just to dodge me and the client and say that he can save it up. So you have to be a good manager to understand what's going on, what's going not, what's going right and what's going wrong. So the moment it came back, it hit my business really bad, and I was unaware of whatever has happened. And that is when he confessed, I did this just to save myself. So save yourself from this. Save yourself from the hatred. Save yourself from the timely issues. Make sure you are honest. If you have failed, let's just say, it's okay. Move on, but do not lie to a client, because that's put a finger on your credibility, and that is something you would never ever want people to look up to for. You want to be known in the market that you are the honest person, you are the most hardworking person. And yes, man, everyone can make mistake. We all are humans at the end of the day. Do not take this to your mind, but that's a normal procedure. But make sure that people are going to talk to you, you need to have a very strong personality. Be not the one that people are being afraid of talking to. Be the one that people would always love to come back to you.
Absolutely. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. It was amazing. It was again a learning perspective for me as well in this. Thank you so much. Mohad, आपने team building की बात की. You talked about building a team and
Hmm.
growing your business. In Pakistan or anywhere in the world, for any beginner, there's a biggest question for any person or any guy who has started his agency or his venture, how to build a team. What's your take on this?
ठीक है. देखिए, यार सबसे पहले तो you need to know a few things. If you know your business, that is when you can only hire a good team. If you're going to hire someone जिसका आपको पता ही नहीं है कि उसने करना क्या है, कि for example, I want someone यार कि Amazon की listing करनी है, कर दोगे? He says yes, मैं कर दूंगा. If you don't know yourself how the listing goes on, you can never hire a good candidate.
Yeah,
Here,
absolutely.
I'm ठीक है, here I'm not asking you to be the pro of the listing, but I am asking you to know the basics of the listing. So as a CEO, obviously you can never be the master of everything. For example, take in with the scenario of CEO of Nestle. He has the whole team. He has certified accountant beneath, and then he has CFOs, he has CMOs. Do you think he's good at CMO the same thing? Do you think he's good at CFO? Do you think he's going to be the CA good at thing? The answer is no. But he knows how to handle those teams. He knows what work is that I want out of them. Just like the very same example I've given you before. Okay, for example, whenever I approach clients, I try to make it as easier as possible for them to understand. कि सर आपके इतने पैसे लगे. This is how much you've spent on your ad account. This is the results that you have generated. No rocket science. They can see it themselves. But जो backend होता है, that is something I'm doing. But when it comes to my position, let's say, I know how the back thing goes on really well. I might not want to do the keyword analysis. मैं खुद कर रहा हूँ, सारा कुछ कर रहा हूँ. If you're going to do the whole thing yourself, then again, you're also not a good manager. You're not running a business. You do not have a business mindset. You are doing a job. If you want to have a growth mindset, take money, hire someone for that part, save your time. Just time is money basically. But if you want to do that, know who you are hiring, know what you are hiring for. One good thing and idea, so you people are listening to me. So one of the booming business right now in the world, if you know, is actually technical hiring right now. So the next big thing that after digital agency is going after, and not just the big IT companies going after, is actually digital hiring, hiring for technical reasons and purpose. These companies are really growing. I know a company in Pakistan that started off 6 months ago, and wow, they are making some big bucks. I cannot even tell you. This is something you should be looking out to for. But again, take your time. You can be late, but you should not be hiring a person who does not know. Hire someone who has the same front to work for you, who has the same front to work with you, who understands your values, and who will love to work on the same pace. And you can only teach them if you know skills. If you do not have skills, let's just say, then please, it's a request to every entrepreneur who's going to start, pay some extra, hire an expert, but never go for a newbie in this case. Never.
Absolutely.
We people tend to, make. So, for example, if we hire someone 40,000, we want to make a team. We would want profit out of it. I would love saying, yeah, you take 5,000 from me while I keep the rest, for example. Okay? But you understand that 5,000% of least benchmark that I can deliver. In the longer run, this is going to hurt you. Your brand name is going to hurt. Everything about you is going to hurt. Rather pay someone 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, whatever seems perfect, but pay for that quality.
Hmm.
Never hire a person, never hire a team those who are inexperienced. This is where it set apart when you go into the market and people say कि यार आप एक काम इतना महंगा दे रहे हो, दूसरा तो मुझे इतना सस्ता करके दे रहा है, मुझे 5,000 में करके दे रहा है, 10,000 में करके दे रहा है, आपको मैं क्यों इस बात के पैसे दूं? दिस इज द आंसर. सर, अगर आप उनसे बात छोड़ के इधर आ रहे हो, किसी वजह से ही आ रहे हो, आप उसके साथ इसी वजह से ही काम नहीं कर रहे क्योंकि आपको रिजल्ट्स डिलीवर नहीं हो रहे. They don't know. They're
Absolutely.
just looking for money. This is how both you lose the respect, the client loses respect. And why are clients working with me for 2 years? We might be a little bit expensive, but they know the word for their money. We have grown their business 21 times more, alhamdulillah. It has a very good number. Okay. So usme kya hota hai, they're not very much afraid anyone of giving you the money. But no, quality comes with a cost. But no matter whatever deal you close on, whatever money you're trying to lock on, never ever compromise on quality. Never.
Awesome. What are your ideal plans to grow your business?
Okay. Currently, my ideal plan is we have been doing vertical integration as of now, as I've told you. We have recently started in the US and now we have a team. Now we're actually horizontally planning. So my Think Digital agency has been divided into Think Print business too, where we offer printing solutions to different companies. We have some firms, MNCs on board that we offer printing services to. Moreover, because we've been working with IT clients, e-commerce clients, they've been looking forward to look forward into such situations. We've been working that we have expanded into PR agency, so we have PR packages working out for clients too. And my goal is basically to take in the same domain. The team that I hire, for example, if I have social media developers working under me, if I have an IT team working under me, I want to get the best out of them. So I might be able to expand out into some more social media, e-commerce ideas that I can go into. This is where I left my dream because I was one entrepreneurial person and I love small ideas to be executed. And I come up with many creative ideas. One of my creative ideas being going to be launched next month. So just make sure you should be getting the best of the team that you have. There's so many ideas. My current goal right now is to expand really well into the market, and I have some goals set right now. The revenue budget that I feel like should be incoming, the streamline, the teams that I want to be hired. That is something I'm looking up for right now, actually.
Awesome. Great, mashallah. Zabardast. Acha, Mohad, the people who are watching this right now, how can they support you?
So if you have how they can support me, basically I don't say that they have to support me. I believe it has to be a win-win. If you're going to support me, obviously I'm going to support you back. So if I grow, you grow, or if you grow, I grow. The process is very simple. If you are an e-commerce owner, store owner, and you're looking into this video and you feel like your sales are not growing enough and you feel like you're stuck and you feel like you've been wasting money by getting a higher CPA, that's basically cost per acquisition, the cost that you are getting out of making a single sale. and you have no idea where to go about, you can obviously come down to me. I can do an audit for you. My team can get back to you, and we can share results that what's the potential for you to grow business. And the best part of it is, if you work with us, let's just say if we come down to common grounds, we can help you grow business. And the easiest part of it is you only pay us if you make a sale. You're not going to pay us for anything extra, so that we are on the same page. We are going to help you grow and you're going to help us grow.
Bravo, bravo. Zabardast. Acha, Mohad, who is your ideal target market?
My ideal target market are basically e-commerce companies, owners, those who have a big listing going on around their website. I've been mostly working with so many apparel clients right now. I have worked for clients like Chanel, Maria B, Pepperland. My team members have actually worked for these clients. I have worked for big American clients like Virgin Mobile, Hulu, companies like they who used to have a daily ad spend of more than 90,000 US dollars. So if you have a company, not a service-based company, we work for that too, but my ideal target market that we've been talking about. So if you have a product-based company and you're selling a product online, if you have a website, and if you have been making sales for some time and you're looking forward to grow and you're stuck, reach out to me. We'll set out plans for you. We'll give you the budget plans. We'll give you how much money you need to spend and the growth plan, that how much cost you can reduce and while you can grow. So we help companies grow. So small case study. So the ideal ROAS for an apparel industry in this market is, ROAS is basically return on advertising spend. So if you spend 20 rupees, let's just say, and if you get 100 rupees out of it, your ROAS is 5 times. So the ideal ROAS in apparel industry is, let's say, 5 to 6 times. If you're good enough, you can make 9 to 11 times. That's kind of exceptional. For our clients, we have been achieving 20 to 25 times. So this is the amount of growth we can help you to generate out of your business.
That's really good, mashallah. Mohad, what is your take about doing a job? Is it a good thing to start a job before, as you did in your venture? After experiences, what do you say? Doing a job is a good
Yes,
thing?
I really believe it is a very good thing and it's a must have. Job does not only teach you to work. We feel like, yeah, every day it's like very simple that we can do it on our own. But this is not the only thing you're learning out of job. You're learning the culture. You're learning how communities work. You're learning how startups work. You learn how the big companies work. I prefer to work in both companies. You work in startup, then you know the front, then you know how you make your own decisions. You must know how to set up goals, how to handle multiple departments at the same time. Then I ask you to work in basically a big MNC or a big company, those who have good systems, where
Mm,
you need to learn how the systems work, how you should foresee yourself, how you should be making goals. That if you're going to make systems, how you're going to make systems, how when your systems going to work.
mm,
You learn from your managers what are the do's and don'ts, what are the things you like about them, and what are the things you do not like about them. Something that you should not be doing it in your business, some things that you would like to copy in your business. You're going to learn not more than just technical stuff. You're going to learn more about the soft skills too, how you deal with team, how you portray your goals, how you portray your vision. So this has to
mm,
do a lot with it. So how I say is, you can do business even without going to job. So many people, especially entrepreneurs, I've been since I've been on the same board, I used to think you don't need to do a job. ठीक है.
mm,
अच्छा, by the way, यहाँ पे एक बहुत बड़ा catch I want you to understand. This is actually one of the biggest blockade, that why so many entrepreneurs do not really become entrepreneurs and stick to the job part. This is a blockade that you need to finish in your mind, and I feel is the most important.
mhm,
So yeah, जब आपके पास एक्सपीरियंस नहीं होता, लेट्स जैसे, ठीक है, आप चाहते हो कि मैं अपना काम करना शुरू करना चाह रहा हूँ, the chances of failure are always there. ठीक है, you can fail anytime, you can fail any minute, any second. Even I can fail right now. But what's the biggest difference? The biggest difference is I have minimized my risk of failing.
mm.
Okay.
True.
I know the door theory I was talking about, or the do's and don'ts. So if you're a newbie, if you haven't explored the doors, you don't know exactly kya kaam karega, kya nahi karega. So
Mm,
if your chances of failure are 60%, for me, it is right now 10%. Why?
mm.
Because I know these are things I do not need to do. So if
Yeah.
you're smart enough, let's just say, you can learn from others. Things
Mm,
that are learned in 2 years are the experiences that people can end up learning in 10 years. So this is where your
mm,
experience comes in. Experience is very good. But the biggest blockade here is the time of resignation. By that time, you're about to resign in 2.5 years or 3 years, or let's just say whatever time it is. By this time, you've been accustomed a lot with a
Mm.
paycheck salary. You
Yeah.
cannot imagine going on into the next month without having salary in your bank account.
Mm.
You are
True.
used to it now, my friend. You cannot just say कि यार मैं अभी छोड़ दूंगा अगले महीने से मेरे पास सैलरी नहीं आनी मैं क्या करूंगा मेरे घर के बिल मेरा जिम का बिल मेरे दोस्तों के साथ खाने मेरे घर का
Mm.
ये मेरा these things. So just make sure to the fact that you don't basically lose out on this part. So if you're going to make a firm decision, have the strong mindset from day one. Yeah.
Really amazing. Mohad, I agree with that point as well because whenever you do a job, you make your lifestyle accordingly to based on that salary that you're getting on a per month basis. So thank you so much. And I've shared to all my students, all my colleagues and person around me. If you're doing a business, all the decisions that you will be making will all be yours. But if you are doing a job, there will be only one decision that is yours. Rest of
Mm.
all decisions will be of others. Really amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. What will you say about State of the Union for e-commerce show when I'm not there?
You've been doing a splendid job, Bilal, and I actually wish you best of luck. And I hope you keep the spirit on, and that you keep on, keep empowering this youth. I believe they need a lot of empowerment. They need guidance, and they need mentorship. You're
Absolutely.
doing a good job.
Thank you so much. What will you say as a final word?
Never give up. Keep hustling.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your life experiences. It was really amazing experience having you on the show and learning from your experiences. Hopefully, this will help our business community as well and avoid blunders, avoid costly mistakes in their ventures that have made in yours, and grow their business gradually. Mashallah. Thank you so much. See you soon in the next episode. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you so much for your time.